Thank you.
Thanks.
Sean Parnell, the Freedom Foundation.
Thank you. Members of the committee, Chairwoman Aiello, thank you for allowing me to testify today. I've spoken with many of you in the past about this issue, the national popular vote, and I wanted to very specifically address a single issue today. Obviously, there are a bunch of objections and problems that, that we have with this bill, but the one I want to talk about today is very interesting because Barry referenced the, I think, 131 myths that they answer in their book, and the one I'm about to talk with, they actually do address, but they get it flat out wrong. They misunderstand a key provision of how votes are counted in this country. The compact specifies that each compact member's chief election officer shall determine the popular vote in states that are not compact members, but there is no reliable way to do this. NPV advocates will suggest that the popular vote totals can be taken from each state's certificate of ascertainment, which is submitted by each state and includes the vote totals for each candidate. But the certificate does not necessarily reflect and include the final and accurate number of votes cast for president. For example, in the 2012 election, the state of New York submitted its certificate of ascertainment on December 10th, but did not certify its election results until December 31st. In the certified results, President Obama gained more than 300,000 additional votes on top of the total given in the certificate of ascertainment, and Governor Romney gained more than 80,000 additional votes. Under our current system, because President Obama had very clearly won the state of New York, the 380,000 votes not included in the certificate of ascertainment did not make a difference. But had NPV been in effect and the election been close, such as in 1960, 1960, and 2000, the vote counting delay would have been crucial. Now, advocates of NPV are likely to say that New York's delay wouldn't have happened in the event of a close national vote because there would be considerable pressure in the state to complete its vote count as quickly as possible. But this ignores that in the event of a close national election, there will not only be pressure to count those votes quickly, there will also be extensive litigation across the country to determine which votes should and should not be counted and exactly how those votes will be counted and whether recounts should be conducted. This litigation is certain to delay the counting of these votes, just as happened in Florida 2000. In addition, while compact states may work overtime to ensure all votes are counted by the deadline, there is little reason to believe that non-compact states will do so. They may very well decide that it is in their interest to frustrate national popular vote and not finalize their vote counts until well after their electors have met and voted, or simply not prepare their certificate of ascertainment until the day their electors are scheduled to meet. Advocates of national popular vote claim, and this is where we get back to the fundamental error that they make in their book, they claim that under federal law, states are expected to complete their vote counting and resolve all controversies 6 days before electors gather in each state capital to cast their votes for president and submit their certificates of ascertainment by this same date. This is wrong. This is a serious misunderstanding or a grave misstatement of what the law actually requires. States are not required to count all ballots by the so-called safe harbor date, 6 days before electors meet, nor are they required to submit their certificates of ascertainment by that date. In fact, the states are not required to send in their certificates of ascertainment until such time as is, I'm taking the word from U.S. Code, Title 3, Section 6, practicable after the meeting of electors, and they are not due to the archivist of the United States until 10 days after the electors meet. It should be noted that while the book Every Vote Equal identifies a state certificate of ascertainment as the source of vote count totals to be used for non-compact states, the text of the compact does not specify a source to be used for non-compact state vote totals, instead only referring to a quote-unquote official statement. This potentially allows the national popular vote winner to be determined based on preliminary and incomplete vote counts that are inaccurate, forced to exclude millions of votes cast in states that, for whatever reason, do not reach the safe harbor. For these reasons, I think it is more accurate to say that the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, if put into effect, would award the presidency based on the popular votes totals from compact states plus popular vote totals from non-compact states that may be incomplete, inaccurate, or simply unavailable. This would make a mockery not only of the intent of the national popular vote, but of our entire constitutional system for choosing a president. I hope you will consider this and other serious problems with House Bill 5575, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Parnell. Questions from the committee? There being none,